Hello and welcome to another video of me cooking. Usually within a week I will cook about 3, maybe 4, I would say main dishes, and then I do here and there things like making bread at least once a week, or like what you see me do here, make broth. I definitely don't do that every week, maybe every 3 weeks or so. It usually does last me for quite a bit, and you're only seeing the very end of the process here where the broth has already been cooking on the stove, bubbling away for, I think it was about 5 hours at this point. So I'm just straining it off into those jars, and I always love that gold liquid. It really is like liquid gold to me, because there are just so many things that you can use broth for, which I had no idea that it's that useful before I started making this and looking more into it. So if there is one thing you want to learn, I would vote for learning how to make broth. It will come in handy. Here I'm making dinner, and I'm not really following a recipe here. I kind of do maybe like a 50-50. For some meals I do follow a recipe more or less, and for some meals I just look at what I have and cook from that, which is exactly what this was. I knew I bought lots of different vegetables, and I kind of thought, based on experience, because I've done these before, what are the vegetables that could go well together? What can I throw on a baking tray and just put it in the oven? And I had some bell peppers, I had some sweet potatoes, and I had some Brussels sprouts as well. And of course you wouldn't really need a meat if you wanted to go without the meat in this, but that's a no-go in my family. So we always need to have some meat with our dinners. So I'm doing some chicken thighs just on top of all the veggies. And I really like doing these. Throw some vegetables, throw some meat on a baking tray. It feels very much like a meal where I don't have to invest a lot of thought into it. I just have to chop up a lot of veggies and then put them on a baking tray. So I'm all for that, even though it's not the most easiest or the fastest. Like, it does take time to chop everything up, and then it does take good, 30-ish minutes in the oven, but still it's all very, let's say, it's an easy thought process for me. Plus you get a whole bunch of it at the end. I definitely could have added more of the chicken meat and have even more of that, and it definitely lasts us for more than just one dinner for our family of 3, which consists of 2 adults and 1.5-year-old baby. So that's another benefit of these. Now this next one is not really anything special for me, but it might be something that not many of you are familiar with. I will be making these duck hearts and making those into like a cream sauce and to go with some rice. Now, please do let me know in the comments what you think about cooking with organ meat in general, and if there is any specific one that you like to cook with, and if you have any recipes that you think I should try. Now, this is something that, again, takes some prep work because you do have to clean up the hearts, which is why I'm putting some entertainment on the screen in front of me. And it's something usually I would use chicken hearts for this, but they didn't have those at the butcher's, but they did have the duck hearts, so I went with those. I definitely felt like I could taste a difference between the two, but it wasn't, it's still a similar organ, a similar type, or like the organ is the same, but of course it's a different animal, so it tastes a little bit differently. But I'm very used to these because it's something that my mom used to make when we were little. So it's not something strange, but I think there are many people that have never tried anything, like any organ, whether it's the hearts or the kidneys or whatever else that you might cook with. I think those are the two most common ones here, and liver, of course, as well. And again, the recipe here is very simple. You just clean all of the hearts. Basically what you're doing, you're cutting off the top that has a little bit more of the fat on there. And I guess I'm no expert in duck anatomy, but I guess it's the aorta and whatever other tubes might be going out of the heart to deliver all of the blood. So you want to clean that up, and you also want to clean any residue blood that's in the meat, so you should definitely wash it as well. I'm browning an onion, and once that's done, I add all of the meat and brown that as well. And once it's brown, I use some of that chicken broth that you saw me make earlier. And then I bring it to a boil and I cook it covered for about an hour until the meat becomes a little bit more tender. Now, if you've never tried this, then the final texture of the meat, it's, I would say, quite chewy, which is something I actually really like. I would compare it to, like, if you're eating seafood, and just the texture, not the taste, but the texture, it's like an octopus. That's what it reminds me of, like the chewiness of the meat. But then, of course, the taste depends on what animal it is. When it's almost done cooking, I add some heavy cream to it to just cream it up a little bit to make it a little bit sweeter as well. I feel like that's what the cream adds to it. And then, as I mentioned before, serving it with some rice, which, by the way, you can use the broth to cook the rice as well. You don't have to use water. And when you cook it in broth, which here I didn't do because I knew that I was using this creamy sauce with it, but when you cook rice with broth, it makes it it's not dry at all. Let's put it that way. Like, it's very almost creamy as well. And of course, it has so much flavor because, yeah, the broth just adds a lot of flavor on top of just the bland rice. And that's the finished meal. Now, for the last thing I'm making here, I don't want to say something special, but it has been years since I've made this, but I have such fond memories of this thing because it's something that my grandma used to make for us, me and my brother, when we were little, and it was always such a special treat for us. So I love all the nostalgic memories that it brings. So what this is, I don't know if there is like an English name to this recipe. It's apples that are submerged in like a pancake-like dough and then fried. When I put it into the translator, in Czech it says jablka v těstíčku. What Google Translate told me was apples in a testicle. So I had to laugh, and please don't let that, funny translation deter you from making these because they really are so yummy. And so, like I said, it's basically a pancake dough. You mix up some flour, milk, egg, and a baking powder. That's all. I think maybe I've added some cinnamon into this as well, or maybe I just mixed that up with the sugar. I'm not sure. And then for the apples, you want to peel them, and then you want to make sure that you're cutting them into circles. and then removing all the stem and any of the seeds from inside of the apple. When you're ready to fry them, you want to submerge them in this dough, which should be, again, I would say about pancake thick. You want some of the dough to stick to the apples and stay on it. So you don't want it to be too runny, but of course you also don't want a centimeter thick crust or something like that. So just submerge it, put it into your frying pan, which you want to be covered in the frying oil. I'm using this cold pressed rapeseed oil for this, as I do for all of my baking and any sweet things where I don't want the taste of the oil to come through, because this one, the rapeseed oil, same like I think sunflower oil and I believe peanut oil as well, are all oils that have no aroma, no taste when you use them. So I'm using that, and once they are golden brown from both sides, I put them on a plate, and then while they are still hot, I sprinkle or just put them into the bowl with some sugar mixed with some cinnamon. And then you want to eat them as soon as possible while they are still warm. And it's, again, just so, even now talking about this, looking at the recipe, I'm really in the mood to make some more. And I already ate so many on that day. They are just so good. And that will be all from me today. I hope to see you next week. Bye.